Hello friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Sarah and here we talk about things that I find scammy and unethical. So if that sounds interesting to you, click the subscribe button wherever it is. In today's video, we are going to be watching a live, an Instagram live that Miss Sarah Hill, who is in Instagram. In today's video, we're going to be watching an Instagram live done by some top women in Monat. Again, I'm not intending for all my videos to be about Monat. It's just now my Instagram algorithm is highly screwed up. Anyway, so they're just talking about the opportunity. So we're gonna see what they have to say and kind of react to it. I only watched kind of a little bit of it just to get a gist of it. But we're gonna watch, react, and see what I have to say, maybe debunk some things and all of that. So if that sounds interesting, stay tuned. But before we get into it, you have to like the video. Well, you don't have to, but I would appreciate it if you liked the video and got ready, get your typing fingers ready to leave some comments along the way because I want to hear your thoughts. I know people definitely interpret things differently and other people see things that I might not see. So leave your comments below. I love talking about this stuff. That's the whole point. So, all right, I think now finally we're ready to watch. Let's get into it. Okay, so like I said, this is some top, I think they're both like top people in Monat. I know that Sarah Hill she's the blonde one who's like hosting this live, and they're gonna just talk about the opportunities. So let's just get into it. I haven't watched this, so I don't have much of an intro here. Let's just get into it and start watching.
I am just gonna wait for her to hop on so I can add her and then we will get going. I would love if in the meantime you guys could tell me where you're joining from, whether it's the States or another country. Let me see.
I am joining from the States and particularly the state of North Carolina.
Denise. You guys, okay, so when Denise and I were putting this together, which is crazy to me, and so we may be a combo that's weird for you guys to see come together, and I'm really excited for you guys to hear from us both. Oh, hey.
Let me pick your filter. Hi.
I'm trying to figure out where I should put my phone. Here, I'll just do it like that. We good?
We're good.
Okay.
We're all getting like motion sickness from both of them. Just like, my God, pick a spot before you go live, please. I know that's like nitpicky, but like if this is your job, yikes.
Cool. All right, guys, so I'm going to start this off. We do have notes because we want to be organized and smart and not take up a lot of your time. So I'm going to look at my notes right here because Denise and I are talking tonight about the future of the creator economy and affiliate marketing. And if this is something that you've been interested in.
The thing is, they don't do affiliate marketing, so I'm concerned. Let's see what they have to say about what they think affiliate marketing is, and then we'll talk about it.
We hope that we're able to give you guys some insight both about who we are as people and why now is such a great time to start. The first thing I'm going to throw you guys is a stat because we were looking up statistics for this call and this one blew both of our minds. We were just like, the beauty industry is valued at over $571 billion globally and growing. So let that number just kind of sink in for a second. $571 billion globally. This is just the beauty industry. And what's so funny about it is,
and like that has nothing to do with Monat. Like, yeah, they sell shampoo, but like that's such a broad, the beauty industry. Like, what does that even mean? Does that include like hairstylists and lash techs and nail techs and all of that? Or is it just like, you know, like buying products? That's just so general. Like, okay, and like, what does money have to do with that? Like, all right, I don't know, whatever.
Is that neither of us ever thought that we would be building an online beauty business, and that probably resonates with a lot of you guys. You may be thinking the same thing. You may just be on here.
But they're not building an online beauty business. They are contracted employees, essentially, salespeople selling another beauty brand's product, and they're doing it online. So
Out of curiosity, but we know exactly how that feels, okay? Because neither of us thought that we would be here. So we are really excited to share why this company makes sense, why the industry itself makes sense, and why now is the perfect time to start.
It's so funny. That first of all, there's so many things that you just said that I'm just like, yes, but I'm not gonna get into it. And I'm gonna go right into it. But it's so funny that, you know, how Sarah and I connected through this business, because we're so different. I'm single. I live in LA. I moved here from New York. She's married. She lives in a small town in Indiana. She has kids. And she always makes a joke about, like, you know, how like she's so much older than me, but she's really not. She's at a different level of her life.
It's how far apart in age are we? 5 years, did you say?
Yeah.
Okay, the reason it feels so different to me is because she's living this single coast to coast life. Like, I'm gonna spend a week in New York City, or I'm gonna be at Coachella in LA, and I'm like, I'm gonna be in Bargersville driving my kid to gymnastics practice. And so, you know, what's funny is, you guys may not know this about me, but I got pregnant with my oldest, who is a senior in high school. Got pregnant with him when I was 21. Obviously, it was not a planned thing. My husband and I were not married yet. And so I spent my 20s raising children. And
Wow.
so when Denise and I connected, it was on like a creator level, but I love that we do have such different lives, but that we connect so well in business.
Yeah, I really do love that. I didn't know if you were gonna like go into more of your story. Do you want me to go on?
Yeah. I totally can. Okay, so if those of you,
here we go. We're gonna get her story, which is usually their why. She's gonna give you her background and get real like sentimental and, you know, try and pull you in so that she feels relatable to you and you think that you could do this. That's my, you know, general assumption about these, you know, when they tell their stories or whatever. But yeah, okay, anyway, let's keep going.
you are coming on this call from Denise or from someone else, you've never even seen my face before, you don't know who I am. My name is Sarah. I live in a very, very small town in Indiana. I'm 40 years old and I have 3 kids and 3 dogs and a husband who I've been with since college. And I'm actually a registered nurse by trade. So I went to nursing school right out of high school, worked as an RN for 10 years, built my photography business while I was working full-time as a nurse, and then quit nursing back in 2014 so that I could spend more time at home with my kids. And in 2017, I added Monat to my life. So let's see, that was 6 years ago. I was in my mid-30s when I added this business to my life. And I've done a lot of things, but one of the things that I didn't do was all the things that I wanted to try in my 20s. Maybe some of you can relate to that. Travel was a big dream of mine, wasn't able to do that. We were living paycheck to paycheck. My husband at one point was working 3 p.m. to 3 a.m. at a Dick's dish.
I mean, living paycheck to paycheck is not something that is like only applicable to people who have children. Like, I'm in my 20s, and all through my 20s I've been living paycheck to paycheck, and I don't have children. Like, I I also don't really travel that much because I live paycheck to paycheck. Like, what? Like, what does that have to do with, like, having children? That's just having a different lifestyle in general. And, like, you know, yes, the job, your passions and, like, the job you pick does kind of determine, you know, how much money you're gonna make. Like, I don't know. If you, and where you live also makes a big difference and all of that stuff. But, like, I don't see being able to travel and, like, not living paycheck to paycheck as things that are solely relevant to people who don't have children, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, I'm kind of, I guess I'm being nitpicky, but whatever, you know, it is what it is.
Distribution center making $11 an hour. Coming home,
Wow.
I would go to work at the hospital at 7 a.m. So he would get 3 hours of sleep before he had to be up with the kids. And then I would go off for my shift, and we lived this like back and forth life. And so what I wanted out of my life and my business as I got older, as my kids got older, was I really just wanted to gain some time back and some more control of my life. So that was one of the things that drew me to online sales, building an online business, and how I could kind of move forward with that.
I love that. And listen to how different my story is because of what Sarah just said to you guys. All right. So I was born in Turkey. I just saw someone said, hello from Turkey. I don't know why they're awake. But I was born there. I moved to New York when I was 12. And it's crazy because my mom was actually 30. So she was like around my age when she brought me to the States. So I can have a better life, live the American dream. And I got my bachelor's degree in graphic design. Obviously, that's like our creative background that Sarah's talking about. And I always I've been mentioning this lately a lot, is that I almost didn't pursue my passion, guys, when I realized that it was going to be $100,000 in student loans. I was like, I can't. But it was just the way I grew up. Obviously, I was with the wrong mindset. I was thinking with the poverty mindset. But after that, I landed my dream job in New York City at an advertising firm, senior art director. And here's the thing, all right, drop an emoji. So happy it's not my dog on this.
I'm so sorry.
But drop an emoji in the comments if you can relate to this. But this was my life when I was living in New York City, loving my life. So I thought, working at a job that I thought was my dream job, it was wake up, get ready, go to work, repeat. Like, I lived for the weekends. When it was Friday, I was like, TGIF, let's go. Like, I'm here. And then any PTO I can take, I escaped. I mean, like, that's the second thing that what Sarah's talking about is like, traveling is my life. You know, I think because I was so young.
I lost my train of thought as I was about to start speaking. Wow, what was I gonna say? Oh, wake up, go to work, repeat. Right. So sometimes people like that, sometimes people don't, and that's fine. If that's not, you know, for you, that's great. But some of us don't necessarily love that, but that kind of like negative con, you know, on a pro-con list, doesn't outweigh the pros of, you know, having a stable job where you know what you're going to be bringing in every month and you know, are actually making money. Because if I believe I'm correct, you know, according to the Monat income disclosure statement, not really that many people in Monat are actually making a profit. So, yay.
When I came here, I always had to go back home, and it's just what inspires me the most. I love being surrounded by new cultures. It honestly is just such a refresher for the soul. So if you don't travel, you need to travel. But it wasn't that like I wanted my life to be that way. It's just that it was the norm. I had no control over how I structured like the 12 hours of my day. Everything revolves around my work, whether I wanted to.
I mean, you do still have some control because, like, you know when you're gonna have to work, and then you can control and use your PTO and control the days that you get off, and you can control what you do after work. I mean, sometimes people like, that, what is the word, like, not monotony, but like the routine of doing the same thing every day, and they like that. And then you do still have time. Like, people act like you work a typical job or whatever and you have no other time. Like, most jobs, I don't work more than 40 hours a week. I work 7 to 4, 7:30, 8 to 4, depending on if I eat lunch or not. Like, I work from home too. There's a lot of places that hire remote workers now, which means that you are really flexible with what you're able to do, because like a lot of companies are flexible with your hours. Some of them still want you on like your typical, 8 to 5 hours, but you're able to kind of step away from your computer if you need to and like handle things and stuff like that. So like you do still have some control. But I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm probably just being nitpicky and like countering, just kind of like, But anyway, let's keep going.
Or not. So Sarah and I, like, our circumstances were completely different. We both wanted this business for different reasons. And I hope that tells you that's why this works for anyone who wants it.
What? Okay, so because the two of them are opposites, that's supposed to show us that it'll work for anyone who wants it? No. Let's just hold on a minute. Okay, in Monat, 93.36% of people make a median annual gross earnings of $21 for the whole year. So like, what is she saying? Anyone can do it. Like, do what? No, they can't. 93% of people make $21, and I'm using the median because it's a more accurate depiction of like what the quote unquote average person in that, rank would be making. I can explain the whole thing, but I would probably jumble it up. Anyway, so that doesn't cover your starter kit. That doesn't cover an auto ship. That doesn't cover like anything. So 93.36% of people. And then the next rank up, which is 3.26% of people, make an average of median of $1,686 a year. A year. That's not good. Not good. Really not good.
I think that's where you and I like actually really connected, was on that creator level. So I was working as a family photographer and a business mentor, traveling, teaching. I had shoots 5 nights a week, and I was getting burnt out. I was not home for dinner. I was not able to go to my kids' sports games and the things, right? And just like Denise said, I felt like out of control, like my time wasn't my own. And her job was different, but it was another creator job, right? And we both just kind of felt that the beginning stages of photographer burnout. So even though she was in Manhattan and working as an art director, living what I would have considered to be a very glamorous life from my perspective. I was barely keeping my head above water, and I felt like my life was so out of control. I had no control about anything anymore, and that was the one thing that really forced me to look at things a little bit differently. And I think that, we were kind of both at that same place when we found Monat.
Yeah, the place that you were is vulnerable. Yeah, of course you were both in the same place.
Yeah. Guys, like if you're on this live right now, all right, so this is for people who want to build a business online, people who are creators, or maybe you don't think that you have the skill. Every person is actually creative. You just haven't activated that part of your brain yet. Everyone we work with, in fact, I will tell you, who have started this feeling that way, I would love to show you their before and after, not of their hair, of their lives and how they're changed, their social media, everything, things that they didn't like before.
But are they making a profit?
Now thrive on. So all of that, don't write yourself off if you aren't creative, if you think you aren't. Maybe you already work from home since the pandemic and you want to continue on that route. Or maybe you're already in a creative space and you want to take something else on and you want to tap into affiliate marketing.
It's not affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketing is when you work with a company, let's say, for example, Liquid IV, because I know Liquid IV works with affiliates. What happens is you have an agreement, maybe you sign a contract with a company, you get an affiliate link and maybe a code, and you kind of, market that link or code to whoever you want, your network of people, and when they make a purchase with your code or link, you get a percentage of their commission. And sometimes the code will give you a little bit of a discount or something like that. So that is what affiliate marketing is. I know some people can also be paid for posts for affiliate marketing, but generally it's, you have a link or a code and you share that link or code and then get paid off of the sales that people, purchases people make. Technically Monat, you have a link and then you get paid off of that link, but it's not for example, if I know Julie Joe is a Liquid IV affiliate, I can go to the link in her bio and use that link to purchase, and I will get a small discount, and she also gets a small commission, and that's it. That's it. If I go to Sarah Hill and I purchase Monat from her, yes, she's gonna get a commission on my purchase, but I don't get a discount unless I become a market partner. So what's in it for the purchaser? I don't know. It's just not affiliate marketing. It's not the same thing. I hate when they try and use these different words, because it makes people think oh yeah, I've heard of affiliate marketing before. This must be affiliate marketing. I'm gonna join this. It seems like an easier way to, do affiliate marketing rather than going out and trying to find multiple brands to work with and getting small commissions. But I don't know. You don't have to pay a lot of times for big starter kits and monthly auto ships and all that stuff. So that's my opinion,
because there's so much opportunity there. But I want to tell you these stats that I find.
Facts. We love facts. Okay.
Found that I think is kind of still mind-blowing, because it makes me think about, honestly, when I was in corporate, right? So when people were offered, if they had the chance to have flexibility at their job, 87% of them take it. Crazy, right? 80.
No, that's not crazy. Why would why wouldn't you take flexibility in your job? Like, and what does flexibility mean? That's such a broad, like, quote unquote fact or like statistic. Like, who wouldn't take more flexibility when it comes to their job? Anyway.
That stat blows my mind.
And then
keep going, sorry.
No. And then 36.2% million Americans will work remote by 2025. I'm sorry, 36. I said 36, right? I didn't say 86. Yeah. Like, wait a second. That's one, not high. Two, that's all the way by 2025. I feel like that should be 100% because everyone should have the flexibility. But that's the thing, right? Like, not everyone can adapt.
There are some circumstances and some jobs that cannot and should not be done from home. You know, the medical field. Sarah Hill's a photographer. You cannot do photography from home. You know, there are certain, you know, jobs, occupations, whatever, that cannot and should not be done from home. You know, like anything in the medical field. Sarah here is a photographer. You can't do that from home. I mean, you could do the editing from home, but you can't, like, actually shoot the photos from home. You know, you can't, like, have food service workers all work from home. You know, there's other jobs like, you know, carpentry and just people working on, you know, improving roads and road work, stuff like that. You can't do that stuff from home. Like, not everybody wants to and can work from home. Like, I hate,
to the ways that times are changing. And the other thing that blew my mind is 1 out of 5 smartphones users spend 4.5 hours on their phone, mostly on the weekdays, which makes sense because on the weekends, that's like your escape from work. That's a lot of hours to be spending and not making money, is how I feel. So I just want you guys to think about this. My life right now looks completely different than it did before. I thought I was living the American dream, but I think the new American dream is all about time and freedom. It's not about flexing the fancy cars and all this stuff. It's really about living your life to the fullest, right? So my life looks so different right now because of one choice I made 5 years ago. I loved traveling before traveling was trending, all right? But as a creative, we don't belong behind the desk. We don't find inspiration behind the desk. If you're writing your vows to get married, you need to be inspired. You don't find that behind the desk. You want to have a photo shoot. You can't do that behind the desk. I always need to go outside. I always need to change my environment, go travel. That's the inspiration that you guys, that's why I think traveling is insane for, not insane, so important for me. And I think that it is for everyone, but we don't allow ourselves to discover it. So, maybe you're listening to this and thinking, okay, well, I don't want to sell shampoo for a living, but you're in a place of needing more time, or maybe you don't like your job, or you're not happy with where you live.
AKA, you're vulnerable.
That's when I need you to realize selling shampoo is the wave, okay? If you can be at a job that you don't like, how is that any different than you thinking you're not going to enjoy selling shampoo? It's not.
Because I don't have to bug my friends and family to buy my overpriced shampoo in order to make money.
It's not, right? This is a space, guys, that you're going to learn how to grow your brand as a person, as a business, for free. I hope you guys heard me. Okay, people pay so much money. I always see this. People pay so much money for courses. I mean, I freaking dipped my toes in $100,000 student loans to learn about branding. And now I get to teach that in our trainings. And Sarah does the same. That's for free. So I want you to think of it as like this business being an extension of yourself. Okay. It's the tool, the branch to get you where you want to actually go. Okay.
For some people, that's not necessarily like view the business as an extension of yourself. Like, some people need that, like, separation of what they do to make money and who they are as a person. And that's not a bad thing. Like, you don't have to be, your whole personality does not have to be focused around, like, what you're doing to make yourself money. Like, there's a lot of people in my life that don't know what my job is, or, like, couldn't explain it to someone, because I don't walk around talking about, like, what I do, talking about drawing floor plans. I don't walk around, like, convincing people that my job is, like, cool. It's not my personality. There's a lot of other things about me that are important. And what I do to make money, to pay my bills, is not necessarily, like, super high up on the list, you know? It's just, that's how it is. I like being able to shut off my computer at the end of a day and not have to keep thinking about work, because it's not who I am as a person.
Okay, I actually have some more statistics for all of you that are actually really, I feel so nerdy, like, truly, but I feel like, you know, hearing someone say, yeah, you should work with me, really doesn't hold a lot of weight. But when we talk about the reason behind why it's such a great decision, I think you guys might start to see it a little bit differently, or see where you can take up space with an online business. So listen to this one. Annually, the beauty industry does $49.2 billion in the US alone, every single year. $49.2 billion in the beauty industry, US only, every single year. And that number is growing. On average, Americans, this number is going to kill you guys. Just wait for it. On average, Americans spend $244 to $313 on beauty products alone every single month. Hair care, skin care, wellness, makeup, right? And globally, that number is 571 billion annually is what people are spending in the beauty industry. When you, I don't even know.
That's a lot of money, but, like, I'm not spending $200 a month on beauty. Like, yeah, when I have to repurchase, you know, my shampoos, it's not monthly. I don't buy shampoo and conditioner monthly. So when I'm buying those things, yeah, it might be $50 if I'm getting a nice shampoo, but, or getting a nice shampoo and conditioner. I'm not spending $50 each. But, you know, if I'm repurchasing a certain product, it definitely is not going to cost me $200. And also, like, this is also just so generic. I don't know
how much money $1 billion is. I know it's a lot, but we're talking 49.2 billion in the US alone. So when you hear that number and you're able to kind of wrap your head around the piece of the pie that is out there for you. I'm a nurse and a photographer. Denise is a creative, right? She's a photographer, art director, graphic design. We didn't see ourselves here, but we also knew that online business was growing, that the want and the need was there.
So basically what she's saying, oh, my light went out. That's sad. So basically what she's saying here is she's trying to use those numbers to say that, like, the market's not saturated and that people spend a lot of money on beauty products, so they will spend a lot of money on Monat, which is not necessarily true. Like, it's just not true.
Right? Everyone wants a better shampoo, a better conditioner, a better skincare routine, all the things. If they didn't, they wouldn't be spending $244 to $313 on average every single month, right? So when you see how big the numbers are for the beauty industry, your piece of the pie, think about global expansion. So Monat is launching in France in, like, what, 2 weeks? And we've launched 3 countries in the last 2 years. This number is just going to continue to grow, and you have a space here. Even from 2 people who never thought that we would build an online beauty brand, our own brand, make it an extension of what we were already doing, right? I promise you guys, the time is now. Monat is very low overhead to start. So it's less than $1,000. You get your product. and you get your website. You don't have to build out your own website. As two creatives here, how much did I spend to build out my website? $3,000, I think. $4,000, something like that. You know what you charge to build creatively, right? The number's insane. You don't have to start your site. You pay for product. That's it. So the overhead is low, which makes the investment very not risky. But what I think is the riskiest part of this whole thing of building your online beauty brand, taking your piece of the creator economy pie, is betting on yourself. And that's what holds back so many people. You could put $1,000 into a business, right? An online business like Monat or something else. And maybe in 6 months, you forget that you ever spent that money. But what is the big risk that a lot of people aren't willing to take is betting on themselves that they could actually achieve this and do this well.
I'm just like listening to you. I had so many thoughts. I'm like betting on myself. I'm like, who likes to gamble? Who takes out $500 and just says, oh, I'm just gonna go do roulette and lose their money? That $500 could turn into $10 million that Sarah has made. By the way, she is she is just an example of like what
$10 million? Did she just say 10 million? Whew, wow. Okay. I was trying to listen to all of that. Honestly, I kind of zoned out a little bit. It just kind of sounds like it's like a lot of just words, like betting on yourself. Like betting on yourself. Like how is that yeah, some people join Monat and then decide that, what they actually have to do is not for them. It doesn't work. They realize that, it's not going to work and they leave. It's not that they aren't, betting on themselves. Like, okay, whatever.
I want you guys to think about like that $1,000 or $500 or $300, whatever it is that you spend, that turns into something. Okay. So you go in and buy yourself shampoo and conditioner.
Not for 93% of people in the company, according to Monat's own income disclosure statement. The $100, $200, $1,000 turns into, what was it, $21 annually? So, yikes.
Skincare, that turns into something. But what I want to actually like talk to you guys about, just jumping off of what Sarah said, is this is so important to me because life is freaking short. Okay, so let's just like put some facts out there. Your work consumes 25% of your life. Think about that for a second. If you don't create a career for yourself, you're obviously going to be assigned one, right? So if you're not passionate about your job or what you do for a living, you're not passionate about 25% of your life. Some people aren't even happy with 75% of their life. And you know what? There's always something to be done about that. But you don't think that way when you're in that rut. So I get it. But right now, creative economy, entrepreneurship is modern day survival. All right. I've never heard of someone on an entrepreneurship successful journey stop doing what they're doing and go back to their 9 to 5. But what I have heard a lot are people leaving their 9 to 5 to live a better life and pursue entrepreneurship. So
that was me. That was me. The reason we called this, you guys, the creator economy live, Instagram live, call, whatever it is because the time really is now for creators or for people that want to become a creator or build a brand online, which anyone is capable of doing this.
And you don't have to join Monat to become a creator online. You simply just start creating online. Like you don't have to be in Monat. You don't have to do any of this to be a creator. You simply just need to start creating stuff and put it out there. That's it. like,
coming from a nurse who knew nothing about social media, I promise you guys, you are capable. The sky really is the limit. So the reason we called this creator economy is because we really do feel that is the way that the world is going right now, which makes it such an incredible time for you guys to get started and just dive in. Excuse me. Another thing that Denise and I were talking about today when we were planning for this call for you guys was the difference in my opinion of the formal education system from when I was in high school and when you were in high school, and now with me planning to send a kid off who's graduating, you know, from high school, the difference and kind of the loss of faith of what we were told to do right out of high school. You have to go to college. You have to get a 4-year degree to become anything, to do anything. And I think that the creator...
I don't disagree with her on this conversation about higher education being wildly overpriced and unnecessary for what it actually got you in the world. Now, I will say I did need my degree to get the job I have. But I also could have learned this skills that I have without the degree if I really wanted to. But I also don't think that sometimes college is about the experience of going to college and becoming, you know, who you are. Like, a lot of people go through a huge transformation when they leave their parents' house and go away to college. And it's not for everyone, but it's for some people. You know, not everyone is also in debt, but if you are, I am completely, I do think that college is overpriced and it's not necessarily necessary for everyone. But do you want your doctor to not have gone to college and just have, learned from the internet? I don't. I personally want him to have gone to college, or her, them. I want them to have gone to college. Thank you.
Their economy is us. The creator economy is now. You guys can see just in the last 5 years how people have grown in their space on the internet. Let me make sure I don't go off of my notes right here. The collective space is losing trust in the shady marketing tactics of the traditional education system. Okay, and I know this because I have a kid applying to colleges right now. It has been bonkers, okay? It is very bizarre to me, and I'm feeling this push and pull of, does he go to school to figure out what he wants to do, or does he just kind of get a job and figure out what he's passionate about, right? I just kind of feel this pull. And so when I say the time is, I'm sorry, the plumber is here. If you guys missed my Instagram story, our basement exploded and flooded like an hour ago. So things are a little crazy in my house, so please excuse.
On here though, because I was like, are you gonna cancel? Like, her basement is flooded.
Please excuse the dogs barking. I promise we're gonna get through this. So when I say that the time is now, I'm not just saying that. I truly do mean it, and I love that I'm able to set that example for my kids now, seeing the difference that the world has gone in creating businesses, what people do after high school and college, and what your options are. I wish I had an opportunity like this, or I wish that people talked to me about this when I was younger. And so it's been a really cool transition to be able to bring this to my kids.
Same.
So
there are a lot of things that you can do that aren't joining a multi-level marketing company that also don't include going to college. And sometimes, sometimes the right choice, this is like a very personal thing. Like, college is not right for everyone, and not going to college is not right for everyone. That makes sense. And like, joining Monat has nothing to do with any of it. Like, you're not gonna make money, just don't. You should just not. I don't know.
For example, you guys, I wasn't planning on getting pregnant at 21. That was not in my plans. I had a plan, go straight to college after high school, get my 4-year nursing degree, work as a nurse forever, maybe go back and get my nurse practitioner. My husband and I were not even that serious, right? Pregnant at 21. We got married 18 months later, got pregnant with my daughter like immediately after our wedding. And then our third child was 2 forms of birth control, boom, boom, boom. We had 3 kids in 4 years in my 20s. By the time I was 26, I had 3 under 4.
So that's That's like a perfect way of thinking about this too. Like even if you just like wanted to make some money on the side with a really fun group of people who have the same goals as you, life throws curveballs at you like it did for Sarah, you know, when she was 21 and she had 4 kids. And like that's expensive. Like that's a lot of expense.
That's expensive, and the $21 that 93% of people are making per year gross is not going to cover it.
So when that kind of stuff happens, what's your backup? I didn't have a savings before I started working with Monat. I didn't know what I was like savings. I'm gonna flight or I'm gonna pay my credit card. Like there's no savings.
Yeah.
So I want you to also think like that too. Like I feel like especially right now with inflation, people are trying to pick up something on the side, and there's nothing more fun than creating something at your own time with no one telling you what to do.
Yeah.
You know.
Except that if you join them in their downline, they are going to be telling you what to do. There's plenty of things that you can do as a side hustle or whatever to make money on the side that don't involve joining a multi-level marketing company, because what that's going to do is just make you spend more money instead of make money.
Go ahead.
No, you're okay. I was looking at the time and I was like, oh man, we've been going for a little bit. No, okay. So I'm just going to say this. If you are still on this call, which we really appreciate you guys giving us your time. And I really think if you are here right now, you're here for a reason. There's something that either Denise or I have said that you needed to hear. So I'm just going to ask you these questions really quickly. Just chew on it. You're welcome to like comment in the chat if there's something that resonates. But when you're thinking about building an online beauty business, an online brand, anything at all, if you're thinking about bringing Monat into your life, I want you to ask yourself a couple questions. Do you need more time? Time was the resource that I didn't have enough of. Do you need another source of income, an extra source of income? Do you need a different creative outlet? To my fellow creators, it's really easy to get burnt out if you're shooting.
You can get all three of those things, and you don't have to join Monat. And actually, by joining Monat, you probably will lose money. So,
photography every single day of the week, you can no longer shoot for fun. Or if you're creating art in any other capacity for a paycheck, it's really hard to not have those passion projects that bring you to life. Do you need an extra creative outlet, something that's the same but different? Do you need community? The community I have through Monat is unlike any other community I've ever had in any other industry I've ever been in. And it is the one thing that has made me who I am today compared to who I was before this 6 years ago. I think that you...
And as soon as you stop selling for Monat or stop recruiting or leave or whatever, no one's going to be friends with you anymore. No one's going to talk to you anymore. And sometimes in worst case scenarios, they like completely like go against you. So yikes.
Can find the answers with the right company. I think this company is the best decision I've ever made as an entrepreneur, as a woman, as a mom, as a business owner, as a creative. But
I'm sure it was the best decision she ever made, because she has made a lot of freaking money.
Creative. Do you think that? Do you feel like you're in the place that, you know what, it doesn't have to be the right time. It's never the right time to do anything. But are you needing the time, the income, the community, the outlet? Are you needing the mentorship? Are you just needing a different direction and just seeing how it goes? Because if that is you and that's why you're on this, I promise you guys, there's a reason you're here tonight on this call.
I love that. All right. I guess I'll give my 2 cents to finish. To go off of what the creator economy, what Sarah was saying, I want you guys to think of it like this. It's not a business model. It's a way of life.
It is in fact, multi-level marketing is in fact a business model. And I would hope it's not your way of life, because that's just unhealthy. Ugh.
Creative, you constantly have to improve yourself, catch up, keep up to date with like the programs and all this stuff, right? It's the same thing as a human. We have to constantly improve ourselves. So improve yourself, and what we do is help improve others that want to be helped. That's it. Because I think the future belongs to the self-improver. All right.
That's it? That's all you do? So you don't sell product or recruit people? So how do you make money?
And last but not least, I think that this is a fact. There's not a source that I can give you to look this up to, because you're going to believe when I tell you this. But when a group of people join together to actualize the same purpose, they can achieve what they want to achieve 10 times faster than anyone can by themselves as an individual. Okay. So as a group, as a community, we all have like the same goals. Even though we come from different backgrounds, like Sarah and I, we all help each other win. So that's a big.
So the way I'm kind of interpreting that fact is that all of these people have one common goal. Like, if all of these people are working together towards, for example, a particular person being elected to a political office, yeah, if only one person's working on it, it's gonna take a lot longer than if 50 people were working together to bring awareness to that person. It's not saying that if everyone in Monat wants to be a millionaire and they're all working towards being a millionaire, they're all gonna achieve that because they're all working towards becoming millionaires. Like, that's just not what it's saying. But anyway.
Big part of what keeps me here every day. And we really want to work with people who want to work, okay? Who want to build together. So if that's you, let's make together your day one.
We love you guys so much. Thank you for giving us 30 minutes of your time. Yeah, and that's it. Have a great evening. Thank you again so much. Denise, love you. I'll see you soon, I hope.
Share your basement.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Okay, that was a lot. I feel tired. To wrap up, I'm just going to say, don't join Monat. You're not going to make money. According to their own income disclosure statement, 93% of people make $21 a year before expenses, which they even told us was more than $21 a year. So, moral of the story, again, don't join Monat. So, thank you for joining me for today's video. If you liked it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up before you leave. Leave your thoughts in a comment, and I would love it if you would subscribe before you left as well. Stay tuned for my next video, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, friends.